Hi guys, welcome back. Yamaha's MT-15 is one of the bikes that I love the most based on the ride experience. It's all because of the way the bike is designed. Yamaha has thought really well by offering a great posture which is gonna be stress-free throughout, and they also did make the core part, which is the engine, a perfect set one for the all-purpose use. Now this has been what we got in the BS4 MT-15 and it's almost the same in the BS6 version too. And here with the BS6 version, there isn't any major difference from the BS4 version, but actually that's great because the BS4 version was already a well set option in the segment. And here what's new is technically upgraded engine to meet BS6 standards, and here this engine is a 155cc liquid cooled 4-stroke 4-valve fuel injection one, which does generate good number for the max output and max torque. But then compared to the previous version, the max power and torque figures have gone down a bit. So does that mean the bike has lost a bit of power and acceleration? Well, technically that's the thing, but then in road, you're not gonna notice it. And given the fact that the BS6 engine is more cleaner to the environment, these numbers are something you don't need to worry about. Because in road, what we actually get is still a great performer. The engine does have the ability to gain higher speed at a quicker pace, and also at the same time, it can ride in a calm state even at the top gear, which is the 6th gear. So it's a 6-speed gearbox, which is a great one because the shifts are smooth and issue-free, and also they are laid out in an ideal manner for all-purpose use. It's not a short shift or a long shift pattern, but on the other hand, it's in between, which gives the edge for both an aggressive and also a casual ride. Here with this MT-15 engine, right from the start, you won't notice any initial gear higher thump, but instead it's a consistent setup. And also the engine does stay stress-free for a speed in the range from 0 to 100 km per hour, and you're reaching that 100 mark and also crossing it is an easy thing for this MT-15. And also the MT-15 does have the variable valve actuation system, which does help to provide enough torque even at low RPM. And here the bike also does have assist and slipper clutch, which makes rides much more stress-free by reducing the weight of the clutch pull and provides low stress for shifts when you decelerate. And one more thing to note is that the bike also does stay vibration and disturbance-free throughout the speed range. So basically from the engine side, the BS6 MT-15 is still a great and smooth performer. I love the ride quality from this BS6 MT-15, and actually it's the same story when it comes to the ride control. And that's all because of the way the rider is sitting and how Yamaha has done the weight distribution. Well, here firstly for the seating posture, well, the rider is sitting very close to the handle, which is almost like you're not being obstructed by the headlight set, and it's a very clear view of the road, and even the tank grip is the best. Now the posture is a bit aggressive with a sharp angle for the gear lever and the brake lever, but still it's a stress-free posture. You can go for a very long ride, like maybe for 100 km in a stretch, and still you won't feel any fatigue because of this posture. Then about the weight, well, the MT-15 is a lightweight bike weighing 138 kilograms, and here the mass centralization is done in the right way, and here both these things together does give the MT-15 the ability to flick very easily through tight spaces. Now this has always been Yamaha bike's plus point, and here with this MT-15 it's like the top in that list in terms of ride control. But when it comes to ride comfort, well, that's an area which can be an issue for the pillion. Now if we focus just on the rider, in that also there are a couple of things to note. First is that the seat height is set very high at 810 mm, and that might be a concern for short riders. For me, I didn't face any issues for reaching the ground or from the handle, and if you want a reference mark, my height is 176 centimeters. Then the second thing to note is that the suspensions used are set on the stiffer side. These are excellent suspensions, but then the stiffness setting might not suit everyone. The front is a telescopic fork suspension and the rear is a link type monocross suspension, and these didn't give trouble for me in terms of stress or strain, but still if you are a rider who prefers softer set suspension, you might not probably like this setting. But overall for the rider comfort side, a personal opinion from me is that the ride comfort was good. But here for the pillion, the issue is that the seat area is less. It's like the pillion might be a bit cramped and it all depends on the physique of the pillion. And here I do feel that Yamaha basically designed the MT-15 with priority given for solo riding, and if it's what you just need, well then the MT-15 is a great overall package for that. Because even the safety part of the MT-15 is done in the right manner. There is only one option available in which the front brake is 282 mm disc and the rear brake is 220 mm disc, and here the front is equipped with ABS. And here this brake combo is pretty good for panic braking under 85 km per hour. The bike stops without any issues like rear wheel lift or for skids, and also the tires are even better in offering stability, and given the fact it's a 100 mm thick front tubeless one and a 140 mm thick rear radial tubeless helps a lot while taking corners at a moderate speed. So overall in the riding department, things are done great for a bike in the segment. And when it comes to the design, well, that's where the MT-15 is a beast of a bike. From the front itself, the look is very aggressive. It's like a proper face type design, and yet this bifunctional LED headlight has pretty good range and coverage, so your night rides are easy. And now flipping to the other side, well, the handle is a proper straight type handle, and also the switch controls are all the needed ones. The right side houses the dim, bright and pass light as a single switch, then there is the horn and indicator toggle, and on the left side there is the engine kill as well as the self start switch. And yet these switch controls are of excellent quality, which can be noticed throughout. I mean, the fiber used in the tank feels solid, and that can be felt in each and every part. And yet this tank's design is also a very fierce type one, which has enough bulk and curves, and also the graphics is not overcrowded. I do like the branding used, and overall I'm a fan of this tank's design. But then one small gripe is that the tank's capacity is just 10 liters. But then the mileage was better in this BS-6 version of the MT-15 with approx 5 km per liter range upper hand. So it's like during our testing, the approx mileage we got was in the 45 km per liter range. But like always, please note, this is the approx value we got, and for you it might be different. Then checking the rear section of the bike, well, the LED taillight is the race format one, and I love the sleek looking taillight. It's a proper match for the bike's design, and that's also applicable with the mud flap and the rear tire hugger provided. And yeah, even though the ground clearance is great because of being 170 mm, and even then as a bonus, you get the undercowl. Then the exhaust design is also neat, and lastly the best thing here is the speedo console. It's a multifunctional negative LCD instrument cluster which has excellent readability, and also the info showcased are all the needed ones, and I love this console. So overall, I'm a fan of the MT-15's design, and it's like a proper hyper naked style bike, and there is nothing more we can ask for. But right now in 2021 with this BS-6 version, you can customize the MT-15 based on your preferences. And it's on top of the 3 default choices where you can mix and match the trim and graphics and the core color, so there is like a plenty of choices available. And yeah, the bike we tested is such kind of a one because the rim, as you can see, is the golden colored one, and same is with the graphics too. But then the pricing does change if you go for the customize your warrior version of the MT-15, and yeah, the ex-showroom pricing quoted will give you a rough idea. But if in case you're more interested in the on-road pricing, or you want to make a booking, or maybe you're interested in a test ride of the MT-15 and you're in Kollam, Kerala, you can contact the main authorized dealer in Kollam, Kerala, which is Devik Yamaha. So from all this, I do feel that the MT-15 BS-6 is a perfect option if your needs match up with what the MT-15 is offering. It's basically a great bike for all-purpose use, but then the catch is that it's ideally suited for solo riding. But here all the tech and the aggressive design and the on-road performance are all done in a great manner for the price it's selling for. That's all for this video guys, hope you enjoyed it. If so, a like is so much appreciated, and a sub to the channel will be awesome. See you again in the next one, till then bye, and always ride safe.